Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a Memphis rap star by the name of BIG30. Now, we talked about BIG30 recently, and we're going to be talking about a hip-hop legend by the name of Crunchy Black. Now, Crunchy Black is well known as a member of 3-6 Mafia. He was with them during the big run when they were really on top of the world. They were winning Grammys. They were doing soundtracks to movies and stuff like that. Or I should say winning Oscars. 3-6 Mafia, they're one of the only rap groups to ever win an Oscar. And that's an achievement like no other, right? Now, Crunchy Black was trending all over social media today because people caught wind of a snippet from an interview that he did with Dirty Glove. Now, Dirty Glove gives his platform to let people talk about their career and where they're going in the future, and just talks to people kind of from an interview standpoint, but it's a more relaxed environment and setting. You know what I mean? He kind of leaves it there for them to just continue talking and touch on different topics as they choose. Now, what's interesting is Crunchy Black went to talking about Pooh Shiesty, who we all know is BIG30's right-hand man. Like, they've been best friends since they were like 12 or something like that. So, you know, they got each other's back. Well, a lot of people didn't like what Crunchy Black said, and BIG30 jumped up, stepped up to the plate, and started to fire back on social media. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this Crunchy Black and BIG30 situation. Now, like I said before, we're not going to take anything away from Crunchy Black, man. Dude is a Memphis rap legend. Memphis is on top of rap right now. They killing it, man. They got Moneybagg Yo out there. They got Pooh Shiesty. They got BIG30. Man, it's just a real big time for Memphis rap right now, right? Yo Gotti, I don't want to leave anybody out, man. There's too many to name, man. They doing their thing, right? Well, Crunchy Black has been doing kind of like a media tour. He sat down with Dirty Glove and he talked about a multitude of things. But one of the things he touched on was Pooh Shiesty's current legal situation. Now, while talking about Pooh Shiesty's current legal situation, he talked about the video that's now notorious of Pooh Shiesty in the yellow or green sports car. I want to say it's either a Lambo or something like that, man. And it was used in a news clip and many news clips, and basically it's part of the reason why he's being indicted by the feds right now. His case is obviously out there for the world to see based on those news reports. And it's like, I don't want to take any points away from Crunchy Black because you got to appreciate people who shoot from the hip. Now, there is a such thing as overstepping your boundaries and making a misstep. And that's what I think Crunchy Black did here. Because during the interview, he talked about the fact that Pooh Shiesty was seen on the video. He didn't throw any alleged on there. He didn't throw anything on there. He talked about it as if Pooh Shiesty, it definitely did those crimes or did what he's being accused of. Now, most journalists and everybody who deals with social media or media knows that throwing that alleged on there and letting it be known and be clear that somebody isn't for certain that they did something that they can't prove. Like, if something hasn't been proven in a court of law, you can never be certain that it took place or has happened. Even if the video says otherwise or looks otherwise, things could be doctored, things could be taken out of context or whatnot. Now, Crunchy Black, being a straight shooter, wasn't going for any of that. So he bounced back on that whole ideal and said, man, I saw what I saw, and he did it. So basically, those were his words, not mine. He said that Pooh Shiesty did it. Now, this caused a rumble on social media because people are so used and so accustomed to folks, throwing that alleged on there or throwing, shooting some type of bell. So that way it doesn't seem like whoever's being accused of something, especially rappers, that you believe that they definitely did it. You know what I mean? Now, this doesn't go for anything like more of the heinous crimes or anything like that. It's tricky, man. It's tricky how this works out because in situations like this, you always want to leave leeway for the rapper's defense. And that way, you don't sway public opinion because that's what can get you in trouble. Trying to sway public opinion in either the right or the wrong direction on a media platform, especially when you don't have any vested interest. Well, Crunchy Black actually doubled back on that and said it, man. He said he messes with Pooh Shiesty. That's his dude. But he also repeated the fact that he thought that was Pooh Shiesty on that video. Now, I know, and I make sure that I say that people are alleged or, you never want to open yourself up to criticism for, trying to jump the gun and say somebody did something when you think they did, even though it might get proven wrong in the court of law. And you definitely don't want to open yourself up to any type of litigation, you know what I mean? Civil or otherwise, right? Well, Crunchy Black definitely doesn't care about that, man. He's an older man at this point, and it's like that guy Charleston White. Like when I see that dude, I think of an old uncle on the porch just talking. You kind of just leave it as it is or what it is, right? Well, CEO BIG30 wasn't going for none of that. Now, this clip was going viral, and he went to the source of it. I think it was Fuchsia's TV, and he went in the comments and basically made comments about what Crunchy Black had said. Now, BIG30 said this. Now, he actually made two comments that I'm going to talk about, but the first one he said this. He said, true definition of just talking. Lips just moving with sound coming out. Conversation ain't got no meaning. Irrelevant as you know what. You know what I mean? So basically there, he's saying that, Crunchy Black is just saying things, talking, and there's really no true meaning or conversation in this, and that he's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know about Crunchy Black being irrelevant because he's on several media platforms giving classic interviews, and people are definitely interested in his story, his days with 3-6 Mafia, and all that, man. He's a very interesting character. Even the time when he was with 3-6, he was one of the most interesting people in the group, even though the group was filled with a multitude of interesting personalities between him, Juicy J, DJ Paul, Gangsta Boo, and LeChat. Now, let's get back to the next post that he made. Then he said, WTF, like, cuz, is you on dope? Basically asking, is Crunchy Black high or something? Because what he's saying is a pretty bold statement. And what he's saying actually has gravity. Him saying that he knows that that's Pooh Shiesty, he's seen him in the video. Yeah, some people might take it as nothing and say, hey, man, he's just saying what he sees and ain't nothing wrong with that, freedom of speech or whatnot, right? But when it comes to legal situations and, you have a voice, you hate to put somebody in a worse situation than they're already in. Now, I don't think that was Crunchy Black's intent at all. I do think that he was just being a straight shooter and saying it how it is. And at a certain point, let's be real, man. We all know, especially older brothers, man, they earn that right and they use it all the time. They're like, man, I'm old, man. I'll say whatever I want to say. You know what I'm saying? When your kids are grown and your kids got kids, or your kids, you like, man, at some point, you got to be able to just speak your mind and not care about the windfall or the fallout from it. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant any harm. I just thought it was, just a little irresponsible because he's going through a case right now. And that's what BIG30 and the rest of the folks on social media have picked up on. Now, what do you guys think about this? I mean, this can almost open up a bigger debate about freedom of speech and things like that, or when you should say things when somebody's going through a case. Like, is there a code you should be sticking to? Because most people are under the assumption that there is a code that you stick to, especially when a rapper is going through a case. Like, you never truly say they're guilty until they're proven guilty and the evidence comes out. But it seems like this was just something harmless and Crunchy Black didn't mean anything by it. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.